What's up, guys? It's Jay Jets X here with the North Jet. Today we're going to be going live with a brand new guest, and we're going to be going over the entire first round of the NFL draft, and we're going to be going over every single pick that the New York Jets made in the 2024 draft.
With Jay Jets X.
Jason Bradley, a Sunday stroll into the end zone, and it is all Jets. Good snap, good hold, the kick from Zimmerman is good, and the Jets have taken the lead. Shot out of the cannon, and he will score. It's the Jets, and he's gonna go. Just win it. Touchdown, rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
All right, guys, I am here with Gumby from the New York Jets report, or New York Jets situation report. I messed it up, but how you doing today, brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Yourself?
I mean, since the draft is over, honestly, bro, I feel like my stress levels have been down a hell of a lot. I don't know about you, but I'm super glad that this draft is finally over and we can enjoy the rest of the offseason, because now we don't really have anything to worry about other than players getting hurt, knock on wood, in training camp and OTAs and rookie camp and stuff like that. But I'm pumped. I'm glad it's over.
Nah, 100%, man. I'm with you, dog. It's been one of those things where you look forward to the draft. It's been kind of stressful. With you know the what are they gonna do? Everybody having their own opinion. You've got some individuals who wanted to go weapon. You got team offensive linemen. You got team bowers. Finally, it's over. We know what the draft turned out to be. And now we go ahead, like you just said, get to focus on training camp, the preseason, and before we know it, man, the season will be here. So yeah, it is a lot less stressful now than it was building up to the draft.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, I feel like I don't have to worry about it anymore. Like the pick is in, and like even before the draft started, we were kind of in a position that it was like we can do whatever we want in the draft, but it still seemed like the fan base wasn't going to be happy, and the fan base still isn't happy because I've been jumping in spaces and people are coming at each other saying, "Oh, we should have drafted Bowers. He was there, blah blah blah." But whatever, we took the guy I wanted. I said we were going to draft Olu. I was right, so I'm pumped that we got him. We protected Aaron Rodgers. But we'll get into that. We're gonna go over the entire first round. We're gonna go through it quickly, but the first round of this draft was absolutely loaded with talent, from quarterbacks to offensive linemen to receivers. There wasn't a lot of defense, not too much defense in this draft. Right. I think the first defensive player got drafted maybe 13th or 15th, and I honestly cannot remember who it was, but we're gonna go over it. But
I think it was Jared.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I want to say it was Jared.
So here's your entire first round. Obviously, with the first pick, the Bears went Caleb Williams, and obviously that was just a given. You know, they got their franchise quarterback, and I mean, in my opinion, I think they should have stuck with Fields. Like they could have traded that first round pick. Yeah, there you go. They could have traded that first round pick. They could have traded it, got so many more picks, and then they could have drafted Olu or any other, like Joe Alt, anybody, an offensive lineman. And then they could have honestly probably drafted Marvin Harrison. And you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he played with Justin Fields. So,
100%.
And I don't know. I don't know about you, but I in my opinion, I think the Bears should have traded. What do you think about that Bears pick?
I couldn't agree with you more, Jay. Listen, I've been beating my chest about how I think this Caleb Williams kid is going to be a massive disappointment at the next level. I know a lot of people are excited to see him because he's put up some numbers at USC. But I look at it this way, man. One, every time he played against top teams, ranked teams in college, he struggled mightily, man. Struggled mightily. His stat line usually dropped by half. So this is a guy that doesn't really elevate his skill set when it comes to the competition. So there's a concern there because at the NFL level, there's a lot of competition. So I don't see a lot of what he did and had fun doing in college going to go ahead and translate very well. Also, I'm just not a believer in USC, and you couple that with their head coach who's fooled us numerous times on drafting quarterbacks early. I don't buy the hype. I don't think he's generational. I hate when people start just throwing that word around and whoever's going to get picked first. Can he be a good starter at the NFL level? Maybe, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think Caleb Williams won't get a second contract with the Chicago Bears. I think they missed a golden opportunity to really build their roster the right way. Like you just said, trade that pick for a haul. You keep Justin Fields. You activate his fifth-year option. Actually see what the kid can do with weapons around him and an offensive line. I think you could have really built this, taken an opportunity to build this the right way. The Minnesota Vikings had 2 first-round picks they were willing to give up in the same draft. You could have probably got next year's first as well. Just a missed opportunity. I'm not a fan of the Caleb Williams draft pick. I think that's going to be a regret that the Bears have. Justin Fields behind a legitimate offensive line, I think could have taken another step next year. But now he's with the Steelers, so they're lost.
Yeah, now he's probably going to be a backup. I think Fields will still maybe get a starter there. I don't know. I don't really trust Russ. You know, I don't want to say he's washed, but he kind of is. With the second pick, this pick made me super, super happy because if you know me, I'm an LSU guy, and I did not want Jaden Daniels going to the Patriots. So the Commanders, thank God, took Jaden Daniels, and I'm so happy. I mean, I don't think he's going to be like an amazing there, but I think he's going to do well. If they build around him, you know, they got Terry McLaurin. I don't know too much about the Washington Commanders. I was going to say Redskins, but I like Jaden Daniels. He's a good thrower. He can run. He's a little bit smaller, which kind of concerns me, but I mean, Lamar came into the league a little bit smaller, and he did fine. So I'm really excited I'm just excited that he didn't go to Patriots. I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy. I actually predicted that he was going to win the Heisman in week 1 when they lost to Florida State, and everybody thought I was crazy, and he did. So I really like this pick. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think in terms of the quarterback options, knowing that the Patriots were going to also need a quarterback, I didn't want to see Jaden Daniels with the Patriots. So I'm with you on that one. I like the kid, man. I think he's got that dual threat ability. He's very small, right? I think he's a little bit too skinny.
Yeah.
So I'm really worried about him taking any major hits at the next level, especially since he likes to scramble a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you look at the situation, the Commanders had no choice, right? They need to go with a quarterback. Personally, he wasn't my number one quarterback in this draft class. People think I'm crazy for the person that I like number one. But again, I don't think this was a particularly strong draft class for quarterbacks. A lot of hype around the quarterbacks, but a lot of them had a lot of question marks. But in terms of going here to the Commanders, it made all the sense in the world. Got new ownership over there. They're really rebuilding from scratch. You got to take swings at getting a franchise guy. And with Jaden Daniels, you get the ability to have a dual threat guy. And if he can stay healthy, right, and he did some nice things at LSU, take that next step, you could have yourself a viable starter at the next level.
Yeah, he definitely did have some weapons too at LSU. You know, he played with obviously Neighbors. He played with Brian Thomas.
Yep.
I think he was there. He was there last year. He was there for 2 seasons, but last year was the year before. Sorry, wasn't really a good year for LSU. But he won the Heisman. You know what I mean? And nobody, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to say I was the only person that picked him to win the Heisman at the beginning of the year, but people thought I was fucking crazy.
I mean, in all actuality, if you picked it after the first game, I'd have said you fucking crazy too, man.
Well,
I would have not thought.
I think I picked it before the first game. It was literally like, I think I quote tweeted like a picture of the LSU versus Florida State.
Over guys like
Caleb Williams, I feel like it was a little bit bullshit. Like I just said it, you know what I mean? But still, I was right. So whatever, I'm gonna sit on that hill.
Add that to the resume. You get to add that to the resume.
Exactly. All right, the next pick, whatever. Patriots drafted Drake May. I mean, I don't give a shit. The Patriots aren't going to do anything this year. I don't know how he's going to do. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't watched a lot of Drake May film because we don't need a QB this year, so I didn't really watch too much other than Jaden Daniels and Caleb. But I don't know. I think he's going to be better than Mac, that's for sure. They need to do him right. They need to give him weapons. They need to give him protections. They did not do any of that with Mac. They pretty much did the same. Well, I can't say that with Zach, but they did the same thing with Darnold. The same thing that the Jets did with Darnold. They didn't do anything for him. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think May's going to be that good. I think he'll be okay, but I'm not concerned about him. What about you?
So I really love this pick for the Patriots. Absolutely love it. I think this is a home run pick because I think it keeps them in the gutter for quite some time. I look at Drake May, man, and and again, great character kid. So you love the upside in terms of his character. He's a guy that gives you leadership ability. He kind of spills that in droves. But in all actuality, man, every time I saw the kid play, I couldn't help but think Zach Wilson. You said it in this ability. I can't help but think Zach Wilson. Like he'll wow you with some flashy plays here and there, but then he'll be very erratic in his throwing motion. I saw a lot of his wide receivers having to chase down passes and kind of like bail him out on some bad throws.
Yeah.
His mechanics are very, very inconsistent. Like he'll be consistent one play, then inconsistent the next. Again, he only has, I think, maybe 2 years of playing time underneath his belt. And I wasn't really a big fan of the level of competition he was playing against either. I have a lot of questions about Drake May. And again, I wasn't a fan of him either, but a lot of people had him as their number one guy. I'm ecstatic the Patriots picked this guy. I don't think with what we've seen from the Bill Belichick head coaching tree that they're going to have the kind of horses, so to speak, to go ahead and help fix this kid with a lot of the stuff he's going to need help with. And hopefully he's there for the next freaking 4 to 5 years and they can go ahead and wallow in mediocrity.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, as long as they give him weapons, like they draft Jalen Polk, I believe his name is, and
nice.
And Javon Baker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Or Troy Franklin was it? It was Javon Baker. Yeah. So there you go. So they drafted 2 decent receivers that I think will be good for them, because who are the receivers right now?
I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. Like I don't even know. I don't even know. So they definitely need the help. I feel like they had a good draft from what I was paying attention to. But anyways, enough about that joke team. The 4th pick. This pick was kind of interesting because there was a lot of talk about them trading it, but I think they made the right move in not trading it. Obviously, it was the Arizona Cardinals, and they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., the top receiver in the NFL draft. And he's going to be a big help for Kyler Murray. You know, Kyler Murray hasn't done a lot, and his time is kind of running to an end in Arizona. You know, like even like I don't know what his contract situation is, but like this year, you know what I mean? Like the Cardinals need to do something. And drafting a receiver like Marvin Harrison definitely takes their offense to that next step and gives Kyler Murray another huge weapon. I really like this pick. I'm glad they didn't trade it. I mean, I kind of wish they would have traded it to us, but we would have had to give up a lot. But I don't know. I like this pick. What do you think?
Yeah, man, love Marvin Harrison Jr. I think in terms of blue chipper, if you want to give somebody the generational moniker in this draft class, you really can only do it with 2 guys, and he's one of them. I think MHJ put everything you want to see for a wide receiver on film. He's done it consistently, done it against top competition, elite route runner, really soft hands. The kid is pretty much his dad, but 2.0, and his dad's a Hall of Famer, right? You really can't ask for more. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be just what the Arizona Cardinals need to really figure out if Kyler Murray is him or he's not. Like you were just saying, man, they paid this kid. Kyler Murray did show a lot of flashes of being, a superstar. He was the offensive rookie of the year. Like this kid was on route to, I thought they found themselves a legitimate, as they say, franchise QB. But we all know who his coach was, right? Fooled us, because then you saw him kind of take a dip over the last couple of years. But this is the year, man. They're going to go ahead and see whether or not this kid is serious, if he's capable of playing NFL football, or would he just rather play Madden? We're about to find out.
It's Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Yeah,
my bad.
I wasn't that like his contract or something like that. Like, I don't know if it was true.
I mean, it was never refuted by him or anybody else.
Oh man, that's such a joke for an adult male who's a professional athlete. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You're gonna have to kick back on the video games, man. You need to at least do this much homework before you can play video games.
It's
crazy to me.
All right, the next pick is another team that could have traded the pick. This pick kind of stings me because I mean I wanted this guy, and I don't think he was gonna fall, but it's the Chargers, and they took Joel Alt, which was the number 1 offensive lineman in this draft, and this was obviously realistically this wasn't the guy I wanted because I knew he wasn't going to be there, but he would have been the perfect guy for us. I mean, I don't really. There's nothing much to say about him. He's a stud. He's going to be a beast for the Chargers. And a lot of people are confused about this pick because the Chargers don't have receivers and Neighbors are still there. But if you guys think about it, they just hired Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is a guy who likes to run the ball. He likes to he likes to run the ball. He likes to smash you in the mouth. And they didn't they draft Blake Corum, if I'm not mistaken?
So there you go. I think the 3rd.
Yeah, that was one guy I really wanted the Jets to draft, but we got 2 studs we're going to talk about. But I really like this pick for the Chargers because Justin Herbert has been banged up his entire career. He's been banged up. Even last year, his hand was all messed up. His knee's been messed up. Like, he needs help. Joe Alt's going to give him that help, and I really like this pick. I'm glad they didn't trade it. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, look, you got to build from the trenches, man. I think ultimately what it boils down to, you have a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert who's had to make miracles happen because he's always on the run. You give him an opportunity now to have you start off with a stud tackle. They do have the Staley kid, who's the left. So they're moving Joe Alt, from my understanding, to the right, or it's going to be a competition. Yes. Whoever loses goes right. But that's 2 stud tackles that you're going to secure right there on your offensive line. That's how you build a roster. But again, I think that Harbaugh is going to want to go ahead and push that more towards a running scheme. So you even heard whispers that he was entertaining trade offers for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Crazy to me. That's true. With the Patriots too, which
would have sucked. Anyways. That would have sucked. So I'm glad it didn't happen. That would have been worse than
Fields or Daniels.
Oh my god, 100%. That would have been rough. Yeah. But ultimately, I think they made it right here, man. Joe Alt to me is that other blue chipper I was talking about. One of those guys who you look at and you see a flawless technician. Now, there's some concerns about his height, right? So one of the guys that I follow a lot is Joe Blewett, and he brought up some very interesting aspects about how tall he is, being 6'8", almost 6'9". And at the end of the day, it's a game of leverages. So he has some concerns about his height in terms of Joe Alt. But ultimately, I think it was a great pick.
Yeah. I like it. I'm glad they didn't trade it. They made the right choice. Like, people were confused about it, but they were hyped about it. They need it. Protect Herbert, and the Chargers could do some damage. I honestly, for the last couple of years, I thought the Chargers would be a threat, but they haven't really shown me, especially last year, they haven't shown me much. But hopefully they can prove me wrong this year. Like I said, Jim Harbaugh is a big addition too. So
that's the biggest acquisition of the offseason for them is Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, 100%. The next pick, this one kind of stings me a little bit because, like I said, I'm an LSU guy, and I just didn't want him to go to the Giants. But the Giants drafted wide receiver Malik Neighbors out of LSU, and this was a guy that I was hoping maybe would fall, but I didn't think he was going to because I don't want to be biased. I can't be biased. I'm not going to say biased. I like him better than Marvin Harrison, but that's just, like I said, because I'm an LSU guy. He's going to be an absolute stud. I really hope Daniel Jones can get him the freaking ball because Daniel Jones has not been a good quarterback since he's got there. So he's obviously going to be the number one guy. I think he's going to be like Garrett Wilson. I think he's going to do well with no matter who throws him the ball. He's that type of player. I'm pumped, that he got picked this high. I just really hope that the Giants figure out the quarterback situation. Like I said, I don't want it to be another Odell situation because I'm a big Odell Beckham Jr. guy. I still want the Jets to draft him. I don't care what anybody says or sign him, but I just don't want that to happen. Like, I want him to hopefully finish his career with the Giants and have a good quarterback. But other than that, it's whatever. What do you think about this pick?
I love Malik Neighbors. I'm definitely one of those guys who I've been team offensive line the entire offseason, but he was one of those guys that I was 100% on board with if the New York Jets made a move to go get. So Malik Neighbors to me was a home run pick here, and it makes all the sense in the world. You're trying to go ahead and alleviate the question marks about Daniel Jones. You just paid this kid $40 million a year. You really need to know whether or not he can play quarterback at this level. And for me, I don't think he's it. But Malik Neighbors is going to be able to help alleviate some of those question marks and some of those concerns about him. So get the ball in his hands. The guy's a playmaker. He creates. He can go ahead and get yards after the catch. You don't have to do much. Just make sure you put it within his vicinity, and he's proven he can go up and get it. So Malik Neighbors is a home run pick right here.
Yeah, I was really kind of hoping maybe the Jets would somehow trade up. Like I said, we're going to say it on probably the next 4 picks, but he was a guy I really wanted. But
same here.
Shit happens. You can't get everybody who you want. So
this is true.
This next pick, 7th pick with the Tennessee Titans, this one was kind of unexpected. I mean, I know in the beginning of the day, I remember seeing reports that he might go higher, like he might go as high as 5 to the Chargers. But the Titans went J.C. Latham out of Alabama, and I don't really mind Latham, to be honest. I'm an LSU guy, so I've seen him play a few times against I've seen him play against LSU. I mean, I don't know how I would have felt if the Jets would have drafted him 10th, but I don't mind this pick for the Titans. They need help on the offensive line. They just signed Tony Pollard, too, who's a big-time weapon for them because obviously they just locked Derrick Henry. They got Will Levis, too, who's in his 2nd year. They need to protect him. They got DeAndre Hopkins at receiver. So, I mean, the Titans are just one of those teams that's like, whatever, we'll see what happens with them. But they're doing the right thing. They made the right move, drafted an offensive lineman. I like the pick. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Jason Latham for me, I thought it was kind of high, right? In terms of my big board, I didn't have him as offensive tackle 2, but some people had him as high as that offensive tackle 1. They liked his size, they like his nastiness when it comes to what he does in the run game. Joe Blue brought up the fact that like he's the kind of guy where if he gets your hands on people, they're not going out of the way. They got vice grip. So a lot of people like the pick, and you think about the Titans, who have been predominantly a run heavy team the last several years. You add an offensive lineman that can go ahead and continue to add to that. So for me, he wasn't OT2. I thought that was a bit high, but understanding the philosophy of what the Titans want to do, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, like I said, they just signed Tony Pollard, who's been having monster years the past couple of years. Yep. He replaced Ezekiel Elliott. So, I mean, I like Tony Pollard. I like this move. They needed it. It's good just for them. And Will Levis is a happy man, too. I don't know who their other receivers are. They have DeAndre Hopkins and that's it.
I think it's just D-Hop and friends.
And friends, yeah. So, like I said, I mean, there is a lot of options. Like, they could have went receiver, too. Like, they could have went Rome. They could have took Rome.
Yep.
They could have took Bowers. Like, I feel like those would have made more sense, but whatever. All right, now this next pick. This next pick was probably the most controversial pick of the entire NFL draft, and I have a clip. I know you saw it. So I'm a bit of a savage. I was getting notifications from Jordan Schultz about 2 minutes before the team's picked. I don't know how. Obviously, he's an insider, and he knew. And I'm an idiot, and I kept looking at my phone because obviously I'm a content creator, and I was trying to tweet stuff out. So I got a notification on my phone before I picked that the Falcons were taking Michael Penix, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, no way. So I got a clip to play you. I decided to shout out Michael Penix before he got picked. And I didn't notice this until after I watched the video, but there was a few fans that were kind of unhappy with me. But here you go.
Before NFL draft,
Michael Penix!
The Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Oh, shit!
Before NFL draft,
Michael Penix!
The Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
I don't know. Did it play the whole clip on yours? On mine it only showed half of it. Okay,
I saw the whole thing when you sent it to me. Yeah.
So
bruh,
you
they
guys
all
saw
look back at you like, "What did you do? What did you do,
like,
bro?"
I picked him. Like, oh, bro. There was the one dude that was giving me the finger, calling me a fucking idiot. And, like, the other people were looking at me like, "How the fuck did he know that?" So like, how? Like, but like, I was doing it with a couple picks too, because like, like I said, I was a savage. I was caught up in the moment. I feel bad. I wasn't doing it to be a dick. I was just shouting out the player who I wanted them to pick, and then it just happened to be the player. But this pick was hilarious. It made my day. Yeah, it was.
You know, it's a bad pick when the fans were that distraught that was the move they went.
Well, the one guy looked at me like I have a couple clips. Like I said, I recorded pretty much all the first round picks, and the guy like looked at me a couple times. He's like, "You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about." But he looked at me when I said that. He's like, "What?" And then when it happened, he got super mad. And I'm like, "Dude, I didn't pick him. Like, I just told you. I just spoiled it for you guys." And then there was a Falcons fan in front of me too. You probably can't see in the video because it's a little distorted. But yeah, they were all like swearing at me, and people were looking at me like I'm like Adam Schefter, and I'm like
you're the one. You ran the pick up to the podium and had freaking Goodell say Michael Penix.
Yeah. I remember because, like I said, I was with a few Jets fans in the pit, and like we were standing there for literally 4 hours. And it sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll talk about it in a bit, but yeah, like I said, I was like, bro, look. I was like, the Falcons are drafting Michael Penix, and he looked at me like I'm a crazy person. I was like, just wait, and then it happened. But anyways, that was funny. That made my draft that video. I watched it out like after I got home, and I was like, oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. But sorry to those guys that were in front of me. But anyways, awesome. This pick, stupid. I don't understand why you just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal worth what, like $120 million,
$180 million with $100 million guaranteed.
Jesus, bro! Like I know he's coming off an injury, but like you could have drafted Romo Dunze, gave Kirk Cousins another weapon, have him with Drake London. You could have drafted Brock Bowers, give you another tight end with Kyle Pitts, and have 2 generational tight ends. You could have drafted Olu Fashanu.
Anybody. You could have drafted who's coming off the torn ACL.
Yeah, what's the guy's name from Dallas Turner, which I had him going them in the mock draft.
Which is where I thought they were going to take.
But they took Michael Penix Jr. and that was I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't remember the last time I was that shocked with a pick in a draft.
I don't think anybody can. Like
I remember the 2018 draft, like everybody thought it was gonna be Darnold, but then like 3 hours before it was like, nope, Baker's going to the Browns, and I was pissed.
Yep.
But like, dude, that was a shock. Like if I didn't see the notification on my phone, I'd probably been like, what? Like, you know what I mean? So
it made zero sense. Like literally, even after he was trying to explain why he went that route, it still made zero sense. First of all, nobody was coming up to get Michael Penix Jr. Apparently, the Jets were offering them picks to go ahead and move up. They could have dropped back to pick 10. You could have still got Michael Penix Jr. and looked dumb because people would have still thought it was a dumb move no matter what. And you would have gotten assets for it, but they chose not to trade back. They chose to stay there at pick 8, in essence, making Michael Penix's contract even more valuable, more expensive. And then the owner has to come down from the owner's box just to talk to his freaking GM. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And listen, the moment you saw the GM, like, okay, so started doing this with his hands, you already knew, like, okay, this is a lost cause. You don't know what you're talking about. You messed up, and now we can all see it. This is probably going to go down as one of the most oddest or weirdest or biggest head scratcher of a pick that we've seen of this freaking I guess it's the 21st century.
It was wild. Like, and like obviously I was there, so like it's a different vibe when you're actually watching it on TV. So I can imagine you're probably like, what the hell? But like people there, like you saw that video, people were like, what? And even my dad was like, why is everybody mad? Because my dad's a casual football fan, he's a Bills fan, anyways. But he was like, why is everybody mad? I'm like, because that guy was not supposed to get drafted there. He's supposed to maybe get drafted in the first round. So this is definitely the most questionable pick. And like you said, even Adam Schefter said it on Pat McAfee yesterday. He's like, I don't know why they didn't trade up with the Jets. We could have fucking got Romo Dunze. And
they would have got their bumps, their guy still. And we would have given them 2 picks. Yeah. They would have got our first and our third, apparently, was the package that was being offered.
Like I would have been okay with that. We wouldn't have got Malachi, but we would have got a Rome. So
and then the backup, then you go get David Bakataru, you bring him into the building to fortify the backups position. I would have been okay with that move.
Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of taking a little bit long here, so we're gonna just go over the important picks, but we'll go over the next 2, and then we'll go to the Jets one. But so the next 2 are interesting because this one pisses me off because, like I said, with the fucking Falcons screwed us. They could have traded with us. We could have drafted Romo Dunze, but he has to go to Chicago to a team that their all-time leading receiver has 5,000 yards. Romo Dunze, I heard that. I don't know if you saw the video, but there's a video of these Chicago broadcasters talking to him, and he's like, that's it? He's like, the highest receiver has 5,000 yards. Like, that's nothing.
That's got to be Brandon Marshall. It's got to be Brandon Marshall.
No, it wasn't, actually. It wasn't. He gets Brandon Marshall, but it was some guy from, I don't know his name, but it was from like the 1960s or something like that. Yeah, so that's why I was like, wow. So, but I like the idea of him and Caleb playing together. I like that. I think they're going to be a good combo. It's going to help Caleb, but I don't like it because I feel like he would have done a way better job with the Jets because, the Bears are already loaded. They got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. So, but then again, we have Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams, but still, Mike Williams is questionable because of his knee and stuff like that. But still,
he's also 29. It's a 1-year contract also. So, there's those things.
Yeah, Rome was the guy I wanted other than Olu. Like, the weapon I wanted was Rome. I didn't give a fuck about Bowers. If you know me, I was not part of the Bauer boys.
I wasn't a Bauer boy.
So
Roma Dunze to me, man, was going to be a steal if we could have gotten him. I was really hoping we were able to pick him up.
It was so close, bro. Like, it was right there. And that was another pick that got – that was another pick that got spoiled by me and by Jordan Schultz. And I was like,
because you had it.
Yeah, I should have stopped looking at my phone. The Olu pick got – well, I'm not going to spoil our pick, but yeah, anyways. But yeah, like I said, this Rome pick hurt me. Obviously, it stings for you too.
Yeah.
But whatever. We missed out on a lot of guys. Like, bro, I remember when we drafted Mekhi Becton we could have drafted CeeDee Lamb. That's the guy I wanted. I remember, I don't know if my buddy's watching right now. Shout out Troy, he's a Cowboys fan, but I remember texting him. I was like, bro, we're going to draft CeeDee Lamb. And then, boom, they dropped Mekhi Becton. And then CeeDee dropped like 4 more picks. And then the Cowboys take him, and now he's killing it there. So
all pro.
And now Mekhi's bum ass is on the Eagles. And if the Eagles can't save that guy,
oh, yeah, big bust.
he's done.
Yeah, if Eagles can't fix him, his career's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. We're just not.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with Mekhi and Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Oh boy, can't believe you brought that name up right now.
I
All right,
apologize.
so the next pick, we were up. The Jets had the 10th pick in the draft, but the Jets made a trade with the Minnesota Vikings. I think I have the trade details right here. There you go. There's the trade details. So the Jets traded the number 11 or the 11th overall pick, a 4th round pick, which is 129, and a 5th round pick, which is 157 to the Oh no, that's what we got. Sorry.
What we
So
got?
we traded. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. The Jets traded the 10th pick and 203 to the Vikings, and we got 11, 129, and 157. I'm pretty sure we ended up trading the picks that we got for them.
Or Zach
But
Wilson. Fun fact.
Yeah.
That pick right there, the one that they traded, the 6th or whatever, that became a 4th and a 5th for us, was the Zach Wilson pick that we got from the Broncos. So in essence, getting rid of Zach Wilson saved us some money and reaped us an extra 4th and 5th round pick in this draft.
And it helped us because we're going to get into that. But yeah, but this pick kind of confused me because I don't understand why the trade moved up one spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it didn't make a lot of sense either.
JJ.
No, we were not. But the concern was that the Broncos and the Vikings were interested in moving up to get him, and they were worried that was going to be the case. So I think Joe D played him because apparently the other teams really weren't looking to move up for JJ McCarthy, so they bet against themselves, and that's why they moved up one pick. But yeah, that was another JD masterclass in getting them.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna go into it later. He did make one trade that was kind of weird, but yeah. Anyways, so the Vikings ended up drafting JJ McCarthy. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I believe the hype in this kid. He was on a good Michigan team. Go ahead.
I like the kid only because you've seen progression every single year. I think of all the quarterbacks in this class, he's the fastest processor of defenses. I think he has that ability, the cerebral aspect. Now, I think his arm talent is limited, and he also wasn't asked to do a lot while he was at Michigan. But for me, I like JJ because of his personality, his leadership, and he's cerebral, right? And when you get those kind of things put together in your quarterback that can make the throws, even though his arm isn't, again, the most talented arm in this draft class, you gotta like that combination. I don't think there's any superstar quarterbacks in this draft class. I just don't at the NFL level. I think you're gonna have yourself some fringe starters, and maybe you might find one of these guys who's gonna be the good starter that gets to the second contract with their team. JJ might be that guy just because of how cerebral he is.
Yeah, like I'm not saying he's gonna be a complete bust. Like I think he'll be a decent, like one of those. I don't want to say journeyman QB because he just got drafted, but like that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like I think he'll do okay. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be a complete bust or anything. But like I said, it was. You did say that Joe Douglas kind of fleeced him or whatever, but it was kind of a weird move. But
it was a win for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So the next pick, we're up. The Jets selected Olu Fashanu. And I had this guy going to the Jets. Me and Alan from New York Jets Planet, shout out to him, did a mock draft the day before the draft, and I had him going to the Jets, so I'm glad they took him. Absolute beast. This guy, obviously, he's not going to start right away because we got Tyron Smith, but he's going to be able to sit back, learn. He's going to practice a lot because I don't know if a lot of Jets fans don't know this, but Tyron Smith doesn't practice too much. He's a very injury-prone athlete. He gets hurt a lot, and he doesn't practice that often. Like, he does walkthroughs and stuff like that, but Olu's going to get reps. Yeah, Olu's going to get reps. And I hate to say it, guys, but he's probably going to play at some point in this year.
Let's be honest. Just a matter of when.
That's one thing, too. Like, that guy, this offensive line is not going to play 17 games. It would be a fucking absolute miracle for that to happen.
And if it does happen, that means we won the AFC East. We've got our first. We got a bye. We're going to have home playoff games. Like, if this offensive line plays 17 games, that means Aaron Rodgers is protected. Like, he has a wall in front of him, and he's going to have all the time in the world to dice up defenses. If I'll say this right now, and I said it, I think somebody else made a good point. I think it was Dano. Dano said, if the New York Jets either get Aaron Rodgers healthy for a full season or the offensive line healthy for a full season, one or the other, we're probably going to win the AFC East. And I couldn't agree more with that thought process.
I never thought about that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Because like even I don't want to say last year because even still the offensive line was kind of banged up, but like even if we have Tyrod Taylor in there, bro, even maybe Jordan Travis, like we're going to talk about that too. Like fuck, who knows? I think if just Breece Hall is healthy, Garrett Wilson in the offensive line, we're laughing, bro. Like Breece is going to have Brees is going to go off.
Monster season. Yep.
We have another running back, like I said, we're going to get into it, that is going to have a great year, I think. So I'm super pumped about this pick. Obviously, like I said, I wanted Rome, but he wasn't there. But Olu was my next guy. He was the guy I wanted because I didn't think Rome was going to be there because I knew the Bears were going to fucking take him. But I'm glad we got him. He's a big dude. He's huge. He's super excited to be on the Jets. I don't know if you guys saw the video of his mom boxing out his girlfriend during that call. We should fucking sign her too as a backup too. But he's gonna be our left tackle for the future because Tyler Smith signed a 1-year deal?
1-year deal.
Yeah, so there you go. Olu's playing next year. So God forbid he turns out Mackay, but I'm excited about this pick.
So a lot of people keep saying that, right? Like, what the Mackay Becton. Listen, these guys couldn't be further apart than they are. Like, if you
huge
try,
difference,
right? Like, Mackay Becton, when he came out, we knew he had the technical issues. There were some concerns about his weight, but we knew his ceiling was stupid high if we got all those things together. Unfortunately, our offensive coaching couldn't do that. He couldn't stay healthy. The weight actually caused him to go ahead and get hurt quite a bit. He was out of shape. Boom, we made a mistake. Olu Fashanu is literally technically proficient. He's well-rounded. He's healthy. He's not overweight by any means. He's ideal weight for a left tackle. And he has a high ceiling. He's coming in as the best pass blocker in this entire freaking offensive line class. He's the best passing blocker in this entire offensive line class. His run blocking needs some work, but he's willing and he's capable. And I think at the next level, we can go ahead and find some ways to turn some of his weaknesses into strengths. I love Olu Fashanu. And to me, I think he has the highest ceiling of the offensive lineman in this draft class. Where I thought Joe Alt has like the highest floor. So Joe Alt's like floor is going to be like he's going to be a Pro Bowl caliber freaking left tackle for you. Whereas I don't know if he'll ever be an All Pro. I think a guy like Olu Fashanu can become an All Pro, but his floor is like fringe starter, right? Like that's what you're getting from him. But he's not going to be a bust. He will not be a bust at the next level.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm super excited about this pick, and I got into an argument with a Jets fan at the draft too. He's like, how do you feel about the pick? I was like, I'm fucking pumped, bro. That's the guy I wanted. He's like, what? He's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, why?
Let me guess.
He's like,
Bowers boy.
Yeah, he's like, we had Brock Bowers and we're in a win now situation. I'm like, brother, did you not see what the fuck happened last year? We have weapons. Garrett Wilson's gonna get probably 1,500 yards. Mike Williams is gonna be great. Tyler Conklin had 600 yards last year. We have Malachi Corley. Yeah, like where we have Malachi Corley, we're gonna get into. We got Breece Hall. We're fine, guys.
There's plenty of weapons.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna get these guys the ball. I'm not worried at all. My concern is him staying on his feet, man.
That's it. Because if he goes down, it's over. It's a wrap. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, the Super Bowl talks we're having right now, stop it. It's a wrap. With Tyrod Taylor, playoffs, I believe that's possible. But unless Aaron Rodgers is back there, we're not going to a Super Bowl. It's simple. I agree. As that.
If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy the entire year, we have a chance to make the championship game. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's just. I know everybody's like, he hasn't played. Blah blah blah. He had a down year, but he had a broken thumb, man, and he didn't want to be there. He came off and 2 MVPs.
Top 10 seed. You know what's crazy about that? He was still the 10th the 10th overall quarterback in the NFL on his down season. That. Bro, he was the 10th quarterback in the NFL with a broken thumb. Oh, and by the way, with that broken thumb, had led the league in drops on most accurate passes thrown.
Yeah,
led the league in drops, bro.
Go ahead.
Every time I hear it, man, it just agitates me. Oh, well, he was on the downside. Well, there's context to it. We want to talk about that, or we just want to go ahead and just look at the numbers and say, oh, he had a downside. Oh, and by the way, that season for the Jets would have won them the AFC East if we had those numbers that year, so it wouldn't have mattered.
We were 7-10, right?
Yep, 7-10.
I think I tell you. I think I remember I saw a stat that if we scored 24 points, we would have been 11 and 6.
Yep.
6. Yeah, I was like, man, what the fuck? That's a joke. But like I said,
we couldn't give NFL average.
Yeah, I'm super happy about this pick. I cannot be more over the moon. Fuck the Bowers boys. I'm super happy that their downfall is there because y'all are grown men, bro. Come on, guys. You're grown men and you're I was ridiculous, bro. It was just bad. I'm not gonna call anybody out by names, but it was bad. It was very bad.
Who they are. They know who they are.
Absolutely know who they are. And you guys, I don't know, man. Like I said, it was kind of skeptical, but there's a few people that probably already brought their Bowers jersey. But anyways, like I said, we're kind of killing a little bit of time here, so we're gonna run through this draft. So the 12th pick was Bo Nix, whatever. I think that's a little too high. But
definitely high. But again, Sean Payton thinks he has all the answers, so we'll see.
Yeah. Next pick, 13. Brock Bowers to the Raiders, and this pick is hilarious to me because who the fuck is throwing him the ball? Aiden O'Connell?
We've been trying to figure that out. Like I sat there and looked at this, and they drafted a quarterback last year. Also, I think it was early second. Mayer, right? Mayer was drafted by the Raiders last year, and he was a good tight end. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get the 2 tight end sets, but you've got no wide receivers. Yeah. Oh no, they've got Devontae, right? They've got Devontae.
Yeah, but still,
you've got no quarterback. You've got no quarterback. You just lost Josh Jacobs. You've got no running back. Your offensive line needs help. What are we doing? This was a pick this is a team that I just didn't understand it. They saw the shiny thing and they said, ooh, shiny, and they went for it. And they have a rookie head coach. And I think this is what this wound up being. Rookie head coach hyping him up so much that the GM decided, hey, if you think you can win with this guy, I'll get him for you.
See, I honestly I figured they might make a move and trade up to get Danos because like there was reports, like even I talked to Josina Anderson on a space and like I asked her, I was like, do you think there's going to be a team that trades up? And she's like, look for the Raiders because there was connection between Antonio Pierce and James Daniels because they were at Arizona State together for a season or 2 years. So I was, and then there was rumors that they might, but the asking price was probably just way too much, and the Commanders just figured, they wanted to get their QB and they got him. So, but yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I think they should maybe like I guess Bowers is probably the best available player, but no, he's not going to be good. No one's throwing him the ball. Like he would have been better on the Jets.
He would have been almost on every team that picked before this pick. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. It was in my opinion, for that team, Bowers is not a win. They're not a one piece away. They need a lot of things. So to get a tight end, which is in this particular situation more of a luxury pick, makes no sense.
Exactly. So the rest of the next picks are kind of just whatever. Vikings traded up back to 17 to get Dallas Turner from Alabama, who I thought was going to go top 10, but he didn't.
Yep. They got himself a stud there.
The Jaguars drafted Brian Thomas, which I'm pumped about because I thought maybe the Bills were going to draft him. That would have pissed me off. Brian Thomas is a wide receiver at LSU. 100%. I thought maybe the Jets could trade down and get him. I wouldn't have been mad about that.
Yep. So I thought if we lost out on Fashanu or the top 3 guys, and then that was my next thing. We trade back and get a Brian Thomas. Some people even had me believing like Mike the stat guy. I was talking with him, and I even got okay with like if they take him at 10. I wish they didn't, but I'm not mad at it either.
Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. Yeah, I mean, not ideal.
It's too high.
Exactly, it's too high.
I'm even saying that's too high.
if they couldn't find a trade back partner, I'd rather take Brian Thomas Jr. before I go Bowers.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I feel I agree with you. I would have rather had a receiver because, like I said, I'm comfortable with a tight end's record. It's going to be decent. Conklin had a career year in yards last year. I know he's not going to have the same year, but still, he'll do enough for us. So, next picks. Oh, the Bills. Let's talk about what the Bills did real quick because the Bills. Yeah. I don't understand how you lose to a team maybe 4 years in a row now in the playoffs. And that team wins 3 Super Bowls, and you watch them win 3 Super Bowls, and then you trade your first-round pick to that team.
Of all teams.
They draft the fastest player in the draft, Xavier Worthy, which just blows my mind because now you just fucked the league. Because I'm telling you right now, Xavier Worthy is going to be a stud. They got Hollywood Brown now and him. Like, ooh, bro, that offense is going to be good. They won a Super Bowl last year.
If Xavier Worthy comes in there and he's 70% of what Tyreek Hill was for the Chiefs, we fucked up. The Bills fucked up, and
that's
there's
what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't understand the pick. Like they made that trade and then they traded again. Yeah.
They trade receivers.
It's honestly other than think about it. Honestly, other than Michael Penix, this might be one of the dumbest things. Seriously,
you trade away Gabe Davis. Or you let go of Dave Davis in free agency. You trade away freaking Stephon Diggs. Your quarterback does not have a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver. You got the ghost of Curtis Samuel and friends playing wide receiver. You're supposed to be a contending team this year. And when you're on the board and you have your pick of some still top tier wide receivers, not elite at the top 3, but these guys can start and play at the NFL level. You trade back with the team that's kicked your ass in the playoffs and sent you home 2 out of the last 4 years. I don't get it. Yeah. And to me, it's got to be one of the dumbest moves in this draft.
Yeah, why not just take Xavier Worthy at that point? You have Josh Allen. He has a big arm. It's the same thing.
Yep.
You need receivers. Like you just said, whatever. Bills, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, no, this is
You're
good
not
for
gonna
us.
win a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, this is good for us. They're in our division. Because imagine
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy being on their team and he could stretch the field, and then they can go ahead and utilize their 2 tight ends, Kincaid and I forget old boy's name underneath.
Knox.
They did some
Knox.
Knox. They did some damage last year utilizing their tight ends in the back half of the season.
Especially against us, bro. Yeah.
Yes. Xavier Worthy would force defenses to freak the freak. We can't let him get behind us. We gotta put 2 on him, man. He's too damn fast. But they chose to trade it away and not be a concern. So I'm not mad at it.
I really would like to see like the Chiefs war room because there must have been some crazy reaction. Like the fact that they even answered the call, like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's like this might be more confusing than the Penix. To be honest, because we're Jets fans and like we know they need
watch the Bills exactly.
Yeah,
like this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't get it. And to each their own. At the end of the day, it's one less weapon that's not in our division we got to worry about. We already got Tyreek Hill and Waddle to worry about.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah, that's funny. Other than that, and then there was no really other big picks in the first round. The Bills did trade away again because they did have the 32nd overall pick from the Chiefs, but they traded it away. I don't know what for. But in the first round, or in the second round, they drafted Keon Coleman, which is it's kind of a little bit concerning, but Keon Coleman is not Xavier Worthy.
He's not.
Oh, Keon's a beast.
He's a beast. He's
I like
him. Cash monster. He just goes and gets it. You saw him playing with Travis, Jordan Travis, and that was a lot of times.
Number one guy.
He was, man, and you saw Coleman bail him out a lot of times too.
Yeah.
Even when Travis wasn't quite on the money with some of his throws, Coleman would bail him out. So I mean, a lot of people look at Coleman's like the 40 speed and they're like, oh my god, he's running a 4.57 or whatever it is.
Shit.
I don't give a shit about that, man. The kid's a football player. He can ball. And I don't want to sleep on this kid. I'm glad we've got our corners that can go ahead and pretty much hopefully keep him at bay. But I think he's gonna be a freaking good receiver at the next level. So somehow, some way, they got themselves a first round talent, even though they traded away Xavier Worthy. Well,
and he's obviously the number one guy right now. So, but yeah, like I like that pick for them. Obviously, they needed it. I like Keon Coleman. He's got a good aura. He's a good vibe. He's funny.
Good dude.
But other than that,
but he's a Bill now, so now I gotta hate him.
Yeah, so fuck him. Yeah. All right, so now let's go over every pick that the Jets had. So coming into the draft, here are all the picks that the Jets had. So they had obviously 10th overall, 72, 111, 134, 185, 203, and Mr. Irrelevant. But Joe Douglas made some moves. He made a lot of moves. I think, let me see which trade. This trade I'm going to put up because this one's awesome. I don't know how he fleeced this, but you're reading that correctly. The Jets traded a 2025 third-round pick. Or, no, sorry, the Jets traded a 2024. I keep reading the wrong one. 2024 fourth-round pick to the Lions for a 2025 third-round pick. And that is just
JD doing JD things.
Yeah, great trade. I remember when that popped up, I was like, this guy made another goddamn trade. And then details
pissed.
Came out. Yeah,
I did the same thing.
Details
I was
came
like,
out.
what the fuck are we doing? We need these picks. We were trying to win now. And then I was like, oh, well, he got a third for next year?
Yeah.
Like, shit. All right. Man, sit my ass down. Let the man cook.
Yeah, that's a good pick or a good trade. There's another trade he made right here. Jets traded away 2024 fourth round and received fifth round or 2 fifth rounds, 173 and 176.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And then that was kind of a weird one. Where's this other one they made? Sure, the Packers. It's just they're trading 2 picks away from 1 pick each trade. So you know what I mean. And then there's the Panthers one. Oh, I think I just showed this one with the 49ers. But there was the one trade he made to draft because, like I said, we didn't have a second round pick because we traded it away in the Aaron Rodgers trade. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, it was a part of the Aaron Rodgers trade. Right. So the Jets made a move to trade up to 65 with the Panthers. That was this trade right here. So the Jets could get pick 65, and the Jets absolutely nailed this pick and drafted wide receiver Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. And this kid is a fucking beast. He is Steve Smith Sr.
Dog.
That's what he reminds me of, Steve Smith Sr. And like you said, he's a dog, bro.
Yeah.
This guy is, I wish I would have put tape on him, but he is called the Yak King. He has the most yards after catch for any receiver in FBS since 2022. And for playing at Western Kentucky, bro, this guy's not playing he's not playing against Bama. He's not playing against Florida. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that's saying a lot, but he's doing this and he's leading the FBS in yards after catch. That's crazy. And if you watch some of his tape, this guy likes to get hit. He is an aggressive player. They're gonna throw
sick.
screens at this guy, and he's gonna bowl people over at the goal line. I'm super excited. We got our third receiver. He's gonna overtake Lazard for sure. I can't see. Yeah, he's gonna be an absolute stud. I'm super excited about this pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of wanted Troy Franklin, but he was my second option. So the fact that we got him, we traded up for him, was dope. And the Jets were super excited to see it. And Aaron Rodgers even posted a tweet about it, so he's excited to see it. What do you have to say about this pick?
Malachi Corley is a dog, bro. This kid, listen, he wasn't supposed to be there. He shouldn't have been the third round pick. Malachi Corley had a late first round, early to mid second at the worst grade on him. This kid is a dog. He's violent. He's very, very violent. He runs through defenders. He doesn't care about running around them. Great character kid, man. And again, this is controlling the trend in most of actually all the picks that the Jets made today. Another high character dude, high IQ guy, loves football. He played defense in high school as a 2 or 3 star defensive prospect. Converted to wide receiver when he got to college because they were like, "Hey, you're a DB. You're catching everything thrown in your direction. Why don't you just play wide receiver?" He said, "Sure, I'll give it a try." And boom, number 1 wide receiver on their roster day 1. This is a kid who understands how to go ahead and take advantage of zone situations too. So he's going to be an asset in the zone game. His route running is really the biggest question mark, but the more and more you hear about him, you do research, or you hear guys like Joe looking at his tape, you're realizing the concerns about his route running ability is because really at Western Kentucky, they didn't ask him to do many things, but here's the ball, go get us points. Their quarterback was very limited, so they had to go ahead and make it as Barney style as they could for their quarterback. Listen, if you're a Jets fan, be very excited about Malachi Corley. Be very, very excited. This kid is going to be fun to watch. He's going to make cornerbacks hate having to go ahead and guard him in the slot. Man, in essence, in terms of how it complements with what we have already in Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams, our running backs, having freaking Conklin out there, this was the touch. This was the kiss, the chef's kiss. Have him in the slot, bro. Oh, my God. This is going to be fun to watch.
You think you got Garrett Wilson, who's that speed, small guy. Yep. You got Mike Williams, who's the bigger guy who can go up and get your ball. Yep. And then you got Corley, who's that big muscle guy who can fucking fight for extra yards on the screen. And it's perfect.
Aaron Rodgers is one of his fight.
Yeah. And then you got Xavier Gibson. I think he'll still be on the team as a returner.
Oh, yeah.
Lazard is whatever. But honestly, we got one more pick. I think it's still my favorite pick of the draft. We'll get into it. But this pick is I made him right away in Madden. I'm pumped. Yeah, I love this kid. He's gonna be
I love Malachi Corley.
He's dope, bro.
I'm getting the jersey when it comes out. That I love Malachi Corley. This was my favorite pick in the draft. Is the fact that I had us potentially reaching for a guy like Malik Washington in the third because Troy Franklin I liked a lot, man, but I'm really terrified of his size. And he had a case of the dropsies a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know how I felt about the drops and how skinny he was. But again, elite speed, 6'3", you really can't argue about that. But Malachi Corley dropping to the third, man. I made probably a little Twitter prayer, hoping that this kid would drop 13 more slots for us, man, and he did. It's a win. It's a huge win for me. He is my favorite pick in this year's draft, is Malachi Corley.
Yeah, I think, honestly, right away, I think he's going to be the most impactful player, for sure. Without a doubt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. Unless I'm not even going to say anything about the offensive line because I don't want to jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, you already know what I was going to say. But anyways.
Yep.
So, this is a great pick. Rodgers is going to feed him. He's going to be a beast. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to try to steal him in fantasy because, I have a lot of casual football
fun
friends.
Fact. I'm going to give you a fun fact real quick. I don't know if people know this. So, in the FBS, right, there was freaking, I want to say it was Malik Neighbors, then it was MHJ, and then it was Roma Dunze in terms of overall receiving yards over the last 2 years. Do you know who the fourth cat was in all of FBS?
I didn't want to try and guess.
Malachi Corley, baby. Malachi Corley is the fourth receiver in all receiving yards after those 3 guys in all of college football in the last 2 years.
So there you go. This guy's a stud. He's an underrated stud.
Underrated, bro.
So
underrated.
I'm pumped. Anyways, we're going to get more into the pick. So the Jets went offense. Yeah. So the next pick they had, which I can't remember which pick it is here, but I have a picture of it. Where is it? But anyways, it'll be on here. The Jets drafted running back Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin with the fourth pick. In the fourth round, 134. This kid's a beast too. There's a video of this kid. I think it was in college. He power cleaned like 406 pounds.
Disgusting.
Like, dude,
at the age of 17, mind you.
Yeah,
he was 17 when he did that.
This kid's a beast. Like, he's gonna be a good 2 running back for us. Like, and like I feel like don't get me wrong, Brees is a beast too, but he's not that kind of running back that's gonna bull. Yeah, he's not that kind of running back that is gonna bull you over. Like, you're gonna put Braylon Allen at the 1 yard line and he's gonna get in the fucking end zone, especially behind this offensive line. And like, I know people were like, why did we draft another running back? We have Izzy. We needed another running back. We were going to draft another running back either way. I wanted Blake Corum. We couldn't get him because obviously he got drafted too high.
He went up higher.
But Braylon Allen kind of went under my radar. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie and say I fucking wanted him. But I knew who he was. He was a stud. My buddy talked about him and said he wanted him on the Cowboys. So I'm pumped we got him. And a lot of Jets fans like him. I watched some of his tape. He's a beast. Shout out to him. He followed me on Twitter. So shout out to you for that. But yeah, he's a cool guy. He's super excited to play for the Jets, and I'm pretty sure he's the only player that's born in 2004 that's in the NFL.
Yes, he is the youngest player in the draft and the youngest player in the NFL. Made me feel some type of way. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
gonna be 29 in October, so I'm not that old.
Must be nice.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming you're a little bit older than me, but
I got you by about a decade. Wait, it's October? October when?
16th.
October 18th.
Oh, nice. There you go. That's dope. Sweet. There you go. Let's go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But so like I'm pumped about this kid. I think he's gonna be good if the offensive line stays healthy. Like we said, him and Brees are gonna feed. Like, I can honestly see this kid getting like 700 yards rushing, a few touchdowns. Like I said, they're gonna put him at the 1 yard line because, like, obviously Brees is now full season since his injury, but we have no idea. I'm assuming he's full. Like, he should be ready to go, full go. But if Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett aren't fucking idiots like they were the last 2 years at the 1 line, they're gonna put him in. They're gonna put Braylon Allen in and let him run the ball, and that's what he's gonna be. He's gonna be that type of running back.
Yeah, I think he complements Brees, the lightning aspect to our running back room, as being the thunder component, man. This kid, 6'1", 235
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Actually, plays at 640, runs a 4.45 40. Are you serious? Like, that's just that's a lot of a freaking human being just coming your way. And he's punishing. He's a punishing back. And he can catch it out of the backfield too, man. He has a limited route tree, but he can go ahead and catch the ball, extend some plays, you know what I'm saying, out of the screen with screen passes and whatnot. He's a complimentary back. Again, Brees Hall is him. Brees Hall is that dude. But our running back room got significantly better in this draft, and B. Allen's going to be a big reason for it.
Yeah, I'm glad they went offense because our defense is set. Like, maybe they could have went a safety in the later round, but they did draft 2 DBs, which we're going to get into. Actually, they did draft a safety, if I'm not mistaken.
Last pick.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Red, or whatever his name is. Key,
yeah.
Key.
But the Brandon Allen pick, I'm pumped. If I'm not mistaken, the next pick is Florida State guy?
Jordan Travis.
So the next pick, I didn't want to put it up without being wrong. But yeah, this pick is the pick I love, bro. Like, I had him in a couple. I didn't do full mock drafts because I'm lazy and I don't like doing full mock drafts because there's no point. But I wanted him. I really like Jordan Travis, and after his injury, I was like, oh, man, that sucks. I knew he was going to fall. He fell far, though. This kid was supposed to get drafted in the first round. This kid probably should have won the Heisman this year, but I'm pretty sure he broke his leg, if I remember correctly.
Broke his leg with like 2 games left to go in the season.
And like,
but this kid,
go ahead.
This kid is so impactful, bro. Like, people don't realize how good he was. He was so good that even though his team was, I think, 9-0 when he went down, they won 2 more games, 11-0. They were one of 3 teams undefeated, right? And they didn't make the playoffs because why? They didn't have him on the roster because he was hurt. That's why the committee decided not to put him into the playoffs. The kid's a playmaker, man. He's a freaking playmaker. I couldn't believe he dropped this far, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's shocking.
I'm getting giddy. I'm getting giddy because like I'm just pumped, bro. I like this kid, dude. And like, he's going to sit behind Rodgers for 2 years. He's going to sit behind Tyrod Taylor, who is a vet, bro. This guy's played in the league for what, like 12 years maybe?
12 years.
So like, is it actually 12 years?
12, 15 years for Tyrod Taylor?
Oh, shit. I was going to say, if it's either way. But and then like he's going to be behind this offensive line. They just drafted Olu, who's going to be his right tackle. Hopefully in the next couple of years. Tippmann, AVT. Hopefully he comes back from from his injury. So this pick, bro, like I'm pumped. Like it's stupid because like I'm getting excited about these guys that aren't going to play right away. But like, obviously Malachi's going to play right away. But like I'm pumped, bro. And like I'm going to post something real quick. I don't know if you see this. AI predicts the next 10 Super Bowl winners, and you can see the Jets 2032.
And that will be one of the times Jordan Travis is coming into his own. You know what I'm saying?
I hope we don't have to wait that long though. And I don't know if you noticed there.
But it said the Bills won too, so I know it's fake. This is satire.
Well, even like the Lions and like the Bears.
Yeah. The Bears are not winning a Super Bowl in the next. No. Yeah, this is satire. The moment I saw the Bills on there, I was like, "Oh, it's cap. It's just it's a joke. It's one of those funny AI predictions." But with Jordan Travis, man, you get everything you want out of a developmental quarterback, right? First of all, I'm with you. I think he would have gone late first, early second had he completed the season. Him breaking his leg dropped him all the way to this point. I still thought he was going to go possibly in the 4th round. But here he is in the 5th round available for the Jets, and they go and they get this kid. And his reaction to me was priceless because he was so excited about it because the opportunity was still being given to him. This is a guy, again, that has had to work for everything he's ever achieved ever in college, right? He's always had to bust his ass to get to the next point. He's got a lot of games under his belt, 4-year starter at FSU. He had to come along slowly, but the last couple of years, he really shined. So now he comes out, he got hurt. Unfortunately for him, a benefit to us. He gets to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor for the next couple of years to learn how to play football at the professional level. Bro.
And who knows, maybe 2 key injuries could be our success, right?
Exactly.
Like,
honestly,
but
people keep saying, like, relax, it's a 5th rounder. Yeah, he's a 5th rounder that was supposed to be a 1st, 2nd rounder. That's not pretend like this kid was going to be a 5th rounder all along. He got hurt. Yeah. That's why he got here.
He's arguably one of the steals of the draft, in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%.
Hopefully, like, for value-wise, for sure. Because
value-wise. We won't know until he plays. But, like,
exactly.
Value-wise.
Like, he wasn't going to, no matter where he was going to get drafted, he wasn't going to be a starter. So, like you said, this is his, literally the best situation that could have got from, because Aaron Rodgers is the oldest quarterback in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like Aaron Rodgers, like I know Aaron Rodgers is a fucking psycho and he's a crazy guy, but this guy knows football. Look what Jordan Love. Jordan Love is balling out. You know what I mean?
I didn't see that coming. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, neither did I, bro. Like, and he lit it up. So the Jets do it right with him.
Yeah, it's still upsetting. I was hoping the Packers' reign would end with getting back franchise quarterbacks when we're still trying to figure it out in almost 60-something years.
It's kind of bullshit, though. Well, whatever. We'll get Jordan Love in, 10 years, right?
Yeah. 15 years, he'll be a Jet. You know what I'm saying? We'll get over it. We'll be all right.
Yeah. So that Jordan Travis pick is I'm pumped about. This next pick was kind of questionable. I'm not really a fan of it. Yeah. The Jets went and drafted another running back, Isaiah Davis out of
South Dakota State.
South Dakota? Yeah, South Dakota State. So didn't really expect this. Yeah. Didn't really expect this. He seems like he's a smaller guy.
No, he's a big guy, man. He's 6'1", 215 pounds.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Shows what I know.
I'm with you, man. I wasn't a fan of this pick. I was mad, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to double dip at wide receiver. There was Mahogany was still out there for us to go ahead and add to potentially the offensive line, the interior offensive line. I was very upset at this pick. I questioned it. I cursed it. I even gave it a D on my NFL draft grades when I did my grades. But like Joe Blewett would do, right? He starts putting out tape about this kid because, again, I didn't know much about him either. I just hated the fact that we went running back again when there were other options that would have better benefited the team. But then you watch the tape. Joe Blewett starts breaking down the tape. And then I had Joe Blewett on my show last night, and he broke down these guys. Bro, the kid has some skill sets. And then the more you watch his tape, he starts to remind you of Arian Foster. Like,
really? Okay.
Yeah, bro.
I haven't watched anything on him yet. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. But adding him now to the running back room, and then even Joe said this. He was like, listen, if you're telling me it's 4th and 1 and we need to go ahead and get a first down, and it's who's the running back he's putting out there, I'm thinking he was going to say B. Allen. He says no. Isaiah Davis is the one who went out there. I was like, what? He was just like, he's like, watch the tape. That's the one you went out there. So he plays more physical, man. He seeks out contact. He's not the fastest guy. Again, he's like a 4'5", 4'6" guy, I think he was. But what he doesn't have in terms of burst, he has in terms of violence. So he runs violently. He uses all of his freaking frame to go ahead and get extra inches. So he said, if you told me today I had to pick one of those guys, I'm gonna pick freaking Isaiah Davis to get me that extra yard, which was shocking. But the more and more I watch this kid, the more you watch this kid, you'll start to like him. Again, I still would have preferred wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, hell, safety at that particular point. There was a couple of good ones still on the table.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, what's his name? Jaden Hicks, I think his name is.
Yeah, Hicks.
That's all he was still available. He was available, and then I think the Jets traded him, and the Chiefs drafted him ahead of us.
Drafted him.
Correct. So I was like, and they could have used safety help, but there are rumors that, with the John Franco Myers trade, that's something we didn't bring up. The Jets traded John Franco Myers to the Broncos for 2026
six round pick.
So a lot of fans were kind of mad about that, but obviously they're just trying to get rid of the contract, right? John Franco Myers was kind of that odd guy out anyway with Will McDonald coming in, and now you got Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
so I'm not
it made sense. It made sense, but I think because we all love JFM, he's a homegrown favorite. I think that's why it stung a little bit. But this is a good thing. This is how you know your team is doing things right. When you've got so many good players, other teams want them, and your fan base is upset when you got to let that guy go. You can't keep them all.
To me, the thing is that I think Garrett Hammy tweeted it. He said John Franco Myers is jet good, which makes sense. You know what I mean? He's only good for the Jets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he played for the Rams, did he not? He played in the Super Bowl.
He was nothing at the.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I don't know. He wasn't really. The only thing I fucking remember from him is getting that stupid roughing the passer penalty against the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Michael Carter pick six. Yeah. And he did it a couple more times.
But that was not really it. When you watch it, though, you realize it wasn't really a roughing the passer.
No, it wasn't at all. No.
Yeah, it was a Patriot gimme on that one. I was like, these bastards.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It was whatever. We got rid of the contract. But what I was leaning to was that maybe they go towards Justin Simmons. He hasn't signed with anybody yet, and
he's still out
they kind of owe us. They kind of owe us for fucking giving them the Zach Wilson, or I guess we owe them.
Yeah, technically, 50-50. We gave him a quarterback, right? You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton believes he can fix all things. Let's find out if he can fix all things.
Yeah. All right, we got two more picks to go through. This next pick, this one pumps me up because I'm a Canadian guy. And this guy was the first ever player drafted. I know people are confused about that because people have gotten signed from the CFL, but never drafted. My guy, Quantez Stiggers from the Toronto Argonauts. And honestly, bro, I think this guy's going to be good. I think he's going to fit the team well. Him and Sauce and DJ Reed with Michael Carter, I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be good.
You would know more than I do.
I don't really. I'm not gonna lie. I don't watch CFL. CFL is stupid. Okay. I don't follow that. I don't follow that 3 down bullshit. It's dumb. If it's on and there's nothing else to watch and there's no football, maybe I'll watch it. But it's not worth it. But if he got drafted from the CFL, he's got to be decent, right? Good. Yeah, he didn't play in college. He didn't play in college because COVID kind of fucked that up too. Yeah. So he didn't. I don't know the whole story, but the way he got to the NFL
or something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff he dealt with. So. But this guy's pretty sweet. I think he's going to be good. I think he'll fit the defense well. I don't want to say he's going to be like Sauce because Sauce is Sauce.
It's
but
different.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of Sauce, with that swagger type. He's got a dope name, like Quantez Stiggers. What kind of name is this?
That is
Quantez Stiggers. Yeah, it's dope.
His parents went all out on that one.
Yeah, what? I've never met anybody named Quantez, but I'm happy about this pick. It excited me because somebody tweeted at me, I think it was Jojo. They're like, oh, we signed a Canadian or we drafted one. I was like, what? And I was like, no, we didn't. He's not even Canadian. He's from freaking West Virginia or something. But either way, what do you think about this guy?
Yeah, so again, I didn't know much about Quantez Stiggers. I won't lie. I won't pretend I had a lot of knowledge about this kid. But again, he became a Jet, so he got my interest. I started pulling up some stuff, trying to get a better understanding of it. And again, I won't lie. I didn't understand what the Canadian stuff looked like. I was like, this looks different to me. So I relied heavily on Joe Blewett to go ahead and kind of break this kid down. But in terms of when you pick a kid at this level, man, it's just based off of those traits, right? Those traits you see being transferable to the next level. And Joe feels he has it in droves, right? He's a very athletic kid, very, very, very smart kid, high IQ guy. Hey, listen, he won the rookie player of the year for the Canadian Football League. So can't suck.
He was the first corner in 50 years to win rookie of the year. So
that's telling. That's very
That's what I mean. Like, that's big. Like, you can't be
5
bad, man.
interceptions. Like,
see, I don't know his stats, but like, yeah,
he had 5 interceptions last year too.
That's solid in the CFL.
15 passes defended or pass breakups.
That's solid.
So in terms
of
like, yeah, so like it's looks like this is a guy that and he's playing with all adults. These aren't kids. He's playing with grown men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true
also
too. Guys that didn't make the NFL, they've been in there for a while. Yeah, yep. Exactly. I didn't think about that.
I think you take a flyer at this kid, man, with the DJ Reed and Michael Carter, the second contract situation coming up. You gotta have a backup plan. I think this is that backup plan. But I like the pick because, again, this is a guy coming in with professional experience. They got him in this, I think this is the fifth round. And he knows how to elevate his game to go ahead and stand above his peers. Again, rookie of the year last year with the Canadian Football League. So, yeah, maybe he'll surprise us, man. He might come in here and maybe we're trading DJ Reed. Just kidding. We're not trading DJ Reed.
Don't say that.
But
my guy.
Again, whenever those contracts come up now, maybe he's that guy that gets to learn again behind a Sauce Gardner, behind a DJ Reed, behind a Michael Carter II. Yeah, and he can go ahead and slide right into one of those roles. So, yeah, I like the Siggers pick only because of the upside.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty decent size too. He's 6 foot, 197. Yep. So he's probably Sauce is what, like 6'2" or 6'3". Sauce is,
I think it is. 6'2".
Yeah, he's a big dude. So
195, like I said, something like that.
Yeah, they got a little bit of similarity too. It's like it's honestly like feels like the last year the DBs are getting huge. Like, what was the one that the Lions drafted? Terry Armstead. He seems like he's a bigger guy too. Like Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, like where the hell? Like, I was a DB, bro. I'm small. Like now they're all huge. Like, what the hell is this? But one thing I do want to mention about the CFL, if you guys have never watched it, they have receivers in motion. So like when they have a receiver lined up, and when the QB starts to cadence, the receiver can start running, and they can run right at the guy. So that's a it's a huge difference. People don't think it is, but when you have a guy running at you before the snap, bro, I'm telling you, I wasn't the best football player. I'm not gonna lie and say I was a GOAT, but like I got cooked a lot because of that. Because guys coming out of the slot and just running you over. So that's another thing that like hopefully it's like help in the NFL because
the Dolphins right now are incorporating a lot of those motions and whatnot.
Yes.
So that might be an advantage, having a guy who's experienced it and of course played well against it, you know what I'm saying, at a professional level. Yeah,
that's one thing I didn't really like about the CFL and the fact that they have 3 downs. I don't know if you knew that, but they only have 3 downs.
I found that out last night.
They can kick the ball out of the end zone and it's stupid. The end zone's like 50 yards too, which drives me nuts. If the NFL was that big, there'd be like 100-point games every week. But anyways, so yeah, Quante Stickers, I'm pumped. We were both excited about this guy. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So the Jets had one more pick in the draft, and they had the Mr. Irrelevant pick.
Yep.
And this pick, I was kind of hoping maybe Brendan Rice would fall to this pick, and they would just take him just because, like you said, we could have used another wide receiver, and they could have even drafted him at some other point in the draft, but they traded down. So, I mean, I don't really know too much about this kid, but his name is Jalen Key from Alabama. I mean, if he went to Alabama, he's got to be decent. I don't know how many years he started or how many games he's played.
You would think.
Yeah,
but
do you know anything about this kid?
I did not until last night. Joe Blewett, of course, broke this kid down. I knew nothing about Key as well, but then I said the same thing. Oh, Alabama. Okay, well, that's good. Alabama makes defensive players. That can't be a bad thing. Yeah. But yeah, Jalen Key was, as Joe put it, just another guy, man, a jag. He was just another guy, one of those guys that got there. He's not uber athletic. He's not uber fast. I mean, he's got good size, NFL size at 6'2", I believe it is, 215 pounds.
Jeez, these DBs are getting big, bro.
Yeah, bro. But he plays safety, though. I think he plays safety is where
that's
so
what I was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But again, he misses tackles, but he's very, very aggressive. He's not afraid of contact. I guess that's a good thing. But apparently his vision, he's saying his vision is good, but it's just that his athletic ability doesn't match up to the vision to where like it all comes together. He feels that his ceiling is a special teams contributor. And we need those guys. We need special team contributors. So that's what he wants to be doing at the next level. We lost a few. So add him to the special teams. But yeah, Jalen Key, I don't expect to be the defensive version of Brock Purdy. This won't be a mystery relevant that becomes relevant.
I don't think anybody can like you know what I mean? You'd have to get 12 sacks in a year or
exactly,
something.
Right? So yeah, Jalen Key is gonna be a jag at the NFL level, man. Just another guy you put on special teams.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really know too much about this guy, but I think I have a picture of all the picks. Maybe not, but yeah. So the Jets had 7 total picks. I think they did pretty good. I think I gave them an A in this draft because other than really the interior line, they kind of addressed everything. You know what I mean? They got a QB for the future. They drafted Olu, built up the offensive line. We got a dope weapon in Malachi and Braylon Allen. Drafted a running back, and then you got the 2 defensive players. So I mean, other than the Isaiah Davis pick, unless you said he could be better, but we don't know yet. We'll find out. But
I know.
That's another question too. What's going to happen with Izzy? Because we didn't really see too much of Izzy, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing him because I knew he was decent in college, but.
Yeah, so
the running back room
people are worried about that, but I don't think he's going anywhere, man. Because last year we carried 4 running backs on the active roster. We under 52 man roster. We had Dalvin Cook, we had Michael Carter, we had Breece Hall, and we had Izzy. So this year it'll be Breece, B. Allen, Izzy, and this Isaiah Davis kid. I think we're still going to carry 4. I really think that the team is trying to push more so towards a more of a power running game anyway to kind of alleviate some of the pressure off of Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not mad at it.
As they should. Yeah, they should. With that line.
Exactly. So I think we're going to carry 4. We'll carry 4 running backs this year.
I said it last year. I don't know if it's the same as this year because obviously we have Rodgers, but Breece needed to get 20 to 25 carries last year every game. And when he did, he went off. So I don't know about this year, maybe between 15 and 20. It just depends on how many times Rodgers throws.
I still think it's 20 to 25 this year because we'll have the ball more. We'll actually be able to move the ball, get more first downs.
Yeah, that's true too.
I want to see Breece get fed.
Our offense won't be on the field for 3 and out.
3 snaps, and then it's a wrap.
Yeah. Another thing real quick here, the New Jersey numbers for the free agents. Nothing really shocking there. I love how Tyrod Taylor's wearing 2. That's dope. A lot of people are saying he shouldn't wear it, but who cares? It doesn't mean shit. Morstead's wearing 6.
He changes 77.
Yeah, he's wearing Makai's 77.
Yep. So I like that.
That's another thing too. Who cares? Son Reddick wearing 7. That's dope. Those jerseys are fresh.
Yeah,
those jerseys are super clean. I'm hoping Braylon Allen wears 0 because right now we don't have a number 0 on our team.
Yeah. And he was Agent 0 in college. That'd be kind of cool to kind of carry that over.
I think Malachi might wear 17. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because it's available. So, but other than that,
he was 11. I think he was 11, but JJ's 11, so he's not going to get that.
That's what I'm saying. All right, he can't be 1 because Sauce.
No, that's Sauce.
But one quick thing I want to announce, guys. Some big news. I've been working on this deal for a little bit with the Sporting News. I'm actually going to be starting. Well, actually, I already posted an article. I'm going to be a contributing writer for the New York Jets for the Sporting News. I'm going to be posting articles maybe daily. We're just going to see as more Jet news comes out. But I posted a tweet. You can see it right there. There's some spelling mistakes in it. I got tripped for it, but whatever. I don't proofread my tweets. Anyways, I just want to give a shout out to Tyler who reached out to me and gave me this opportunity in the Sporting News. And it's nothing crazy. It's just a little side gig. It's just to get my name going and get my work out there. But I'm super excited for the opportunity. I can't wait to get all my articles out there. So just keep your eye out for those. I'm gonna post them. I don't know. Like I said, maybe daily, maybe every 2 days. Just whenever the news comes out, you guys will see it. But like I said, I'm super excited for this opportunity. I can't wait. So go follow the Sporting News on Twitter, and check out my feed on the Sporting News. You can see this article right here. I actually wrote one on Malachi Corley. I believe you said you read it. Yeah, so
I read it.
And they're quick. They're quick reads. Like I said, it says 3-minute read. It's quick. Nothing crazy. It's quick. You can take it while you're on the shitter or something. But so other than that, guys, this was a good show. Jeff did a good draft. I'm very happy with it. I'm excited, like we said earlier, that we can finally just sit back, relax. Hopefully we get no injuries. Do you know when rookie camp is?
It's gonna. I think it's at the end of this month. Actually, they're kicking it off, but it is soon because I think summer practices kick off mid-month next month. So the rookies are usually here 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, I'm there's 2 guys obviously I'm super pumped to look at. It's Jordan Travis and Malachi Corley. Well, actually 3. Brandon Allen 2. Actually, 4 now because you keep saying Isaiah Davis. I don't know. I'm gonna watch some highlight on this guy and maybe I'll post a tweet or something about it. But
just watch it, bro. And because again, after Joe broke it down, I was just like, really? So then I started watching more, and I'm like, this dude reminds me of Arian Foster. What the hell? And then
was he? Yeah. Was he like their number 1 back there?
He was. This is number one back. I mean, the dude led the FBS in rushing. I didn't know that.
Really?
I said I made the same face. I was like, he did.
Shit, maybe we got some sneaky guys that Joe Douglas is just pop. Like I said, I guarantee everybody was freaking out when they drafted that running back. We're like, what the?
Oh, 100%. Everybody was. Nobody was happy about it. But in hindsight, I'm looking at it now. You add him to the rotation. I mean, I still think the Dolphins have the best running back room in our division, but the Jets definitively have the second best.
Wow. Really? You still think they do? Who they got? They got Raheem. Oh, I guess H.N. Yeah. You're right. I can't even be a dick. You're right.
I think Breece Hall is the best running back in our division, but in terms of overall room, those guys had 30 touchdowns last year, bro.
H.N. went off, bro. Like, he had a great year.
I hate to admit it, but
yeah, no, fucking Dolphins. But I got two more clips I want to show you because I forgot to mention what. Obviously, you guys know I went to the draft. It was right there. We're just gonna talk about my experience real quick. I'm not gonna lie to you guys; it kind of sucked. There was a lot of people. And, like, I went with my dad. I met up with a few other Jets fans. Shout out Vinny Michael from Twitter. He actually met up with him, and I met him. Shout out Frank West, Jack Green Santa. And shout out to the Germany guys. I can't remember their Instagram name, but I feel bad I don't remember their Instagram name. But I hung out with 5 guys that flew out from Germany, and they watched the draft, and we hung out, watched it. But, like, we were standing in the same spot for no word of a lie 4 hours. From 5 o'clock to 9. Whenever the Jets made the pick, we got out because standing in the same spot. I'm a fit guy, bro, and I was hurting. Like I was like going like this and like getting my like it would suck. So, and not gonna lie, I kind of smelled bad in there. So I don't know. Like the job, it was a cool experience, but it's better on TV. Like if it's in your area in your home city, definitely go for the first day. I went the second day, but I didn't stay because we didn't even have a pick, so there's no point. But the experience was cool to see all like they had the Lombardi Trophy there. They had like all the new jerseys and like a gallery of like all these helmets and stuff. It was pretty cool. Detroit definitely did a really, really good job, and they broke the record. They had 270,000 plus people there the first night. And then overall they had 700,000 people. That's crazy, bro. Like to me, like for me to think about that in Detroit, like that's nuts, bro. And like I know people are like, oh, Detroit's a shit city, man. Detroit is up and coming. Like I'm not just saying that because I live there. It's turning into a good city. Like the sports teams are starting to turn around a little bit. I mean, not really, I guess. Like the Red Wings are okay. They didn't make the playoffs, but I mean, I guess they're not really turning around. They're still shit. But Detroit's turning. Well, the Lions are good now.
The Lions are good. Yeah, the Lions are good.
Tigers are looking okay. Red Wings almost made the playoffs, but my Caps knocked them out. Shout out, even though they lost. But anyway, Detroit. It was nice. It was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna go next year because it's in Green Bay, and I feel
my wife's a big Green Bay Packers fan. And
if she is, you should definitely. Yeah.
You're a mental level.
I have not. No, I don't know if I want to. Like, if I do, like, maybe if the Jets play them in, like, September, but if it's in December, you ain't catching me going there.
I agree with you there. I'm not going there. No. We went to watch the Jets' first Packers game a few years back, and it was in, like, November. And it wasn't the coldest.
When Darnold played?
Yes, when Darnold
They almost won that game.
They almost won that game, man.
They were up by 14.
I was talking so much shit.
Bro, I was at the gym. I was like, I'm going to go to the gym because they're up by 14. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, Darnold?
That's what it was. It was great. I'm sitting there. I'm talking my shit. And the Packers fans are so nice, bro. I'm in their territory. There, and they're sitting there like, oh, man, you guys are doing pretty good. And I'm over here like, yeah, we're whipping your ass. They're like, yeah, you are. I'm like, the fuck is going on right now? Y'all don't talk. And then, of course, when they came back and beat my ass, nobody talked shit, bro. They were just like, you okay? Yeah, that was rough, huh? Listen, let's buy you a beer. It made the experience so much worse. So much worse, bro.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to post these two clips real quick. This is just me and the Jets guys doing the Jets chant, and we got some people looking at us, so they knew Jets Nation was there. Right here you go. Jets, Jets. Yeah, so there you go. I don't know if you noticed. I'm going to play it real quick. Look to the right. This son of a bitch was holding up a terrible towel, and read what it says.
Who goes out of their way to get a New York Such Steelers colored towel?
No, but the funny thing about it is, I was watching the video because I was gonna post it, but I had shit service because I couldn't really post. And I'm looking at it, and I see the guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna go up to this guy. And like I did it nice. So I was like, I'm watching this video and I zoom in on it. And I'm like, look at this piece of shit right here. And he died laughing. So he was like, you know what? I have like 15 of these towels, and I grabbed one towel, and that was the first one I grabbed, and I was like, I have to make use of it. I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad about it because he was kind of nice about it. And then like he's like, can you send me that video? So I sent it to him. We dapped up. He was a nice guy about it. Like I have nothing against Steelers fans. So like if it was like a Dolphins fans, I might have been fighting. Like I was chirping Dolphins fans. Like there were a bunch of fins going like fins up and shit. I'm like, you guys are fucking trash and just stuff like that. So it was, but
win a playoff game, you bums.
Yeah. Oh, but then they come back with. Tua is 5-0 against you guys. Like, oh, congratulations! Yeah. You beat Zach Wilson 5 times. Good job, bro. And Simeon.
That, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So proud of that.
It's a joke. Okay, the last clip I got is my point of view from the Jets drafting Olu Fashanu.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Olu Fashanu.
Build that wall! Build that wall! Let's go, baby!
And that was me. That was me saying build that wall because I was pumped. Like I said, I already knew the pick before it happened, but like I was team Olu. I was team O-line. I didn't care who we drafted, but the fact that we drafted Olu, the guy I wanted, I was like, let's go. And I was like, all right, guys. Get the fuck out of here. So, like I said, there's nothing more to say. I'm pumped we got Olu. I think he's going to be a stud for us. And the draft was cool. I mean, it's in Green Bay next year, so I don't know if I'm going to go. But overall experience, I don't know. It was fun. I went with my dad, and me and my dad don't really do – actually, crazy fact, me and my dad don't do a lot together, but he came with me to the home opener, and he wore a Jets hat. So shout out to my dad because, like I said, we don't do a lot together. So – he wanted to come with me to the draft, and I was like, listen, I'm going to be on my phone the entire time. I'm going to be tweeting and all this shit. And he's like, whatever. I just want to be there and enjoy it with you. I was like, all right. So he came with me. We had a good time. And my dad's older. He's like, I think he's 64. Sorry to put you on blast there, Dad. But yeah, he stood there. He didn't complain at all. He hung out with me and the Jets fan. So once again, big shout out to you, Dad. Thanks.
Hey, shout out to Pops, man. Shout out to your Pops.
But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody. We have actually, I think, a record number for viewers for me. So I appreciate everybody that's been commenting. I see some comments. And I appreciate you, Gumby, for coming on. We're definitely going to get you on again. Hopefully, maybe the Jets make a big trade and we can do a show or can go on your show. But tell them about what you do, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm like you, man, content creator. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and of course I'm on YouTube. You can find me at New York Jets Situation. Yeah, here on the Hang Out podcast where I jump on there and like dog test, big test, right? But I'll drop some when news pops up and stuff like that. But do it for fun to do it and engage with fellow Jets fans. Last
yeah, your mic kind of cut out a little bit there, but I got most of it. But yeah, bro, like I said, I appreciate you for coming on. We'll definitely have to hook up again and do this again. And yeah, appreciate everybody for watching. And yeah, hopefully everybody had a good time at the draft because I know I met a lot of Jets fans there. And actually, I met a few that knew who I was. But it's probably because I had a Canadian flag on me. But whatever. But anyways, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Stay safe. Go Jets.